Hello dear viewers, it's Aziza Karaeva and you are watching us on TV channel Tourism and Folklore. And today we have a guest, an American visionary and author of 142 new theories and visions in 176 scholarly books and numerous articles as of June 2022, Dr. Peter Baofu. And it should be noted that Dr. Baofu writes articles to provide a visionary challenge to conventional wisdoms in all fields of knowledge, in social science, in formal science, natural and humanities, with the aim for unified theories of everything together, with numerous visions of future histories in relations to the mind, nature, society and culture. Mr. Baofu, welcome once again to our TV channel and to Tajikistan.
Thank you for inviting me.
Mr. Baofu, it's a pleasure to have you in our TV channel. It also has our culture in the use of the folk crafts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about folk crafts. So as a tourist, yes, as a visionary, how do you think, how does the folk craft will help to the country present it in the world scene?
That's also a very interesting question. In fact, I have written many books on art, on the question of beauty, including visual arts and folk crafts and all that. I think some of the things which are very attractive to tourists when we come to Tajikistan is that the artistic scene is exotic, is different from, for someone like me who come from the West, I'm used to all this kind of Western artistic expression, abstract art, modern art, postmodern art, and all that. But once I come to Tajikistan, all of a sudden I confront the traditional craft here, which is very different, especially traditional in relation to Islam, and also in relation to some of the local geographical and historical heritage. Tajikistan, the Tajiks, they are different from other Stan in Central Asia. Tajiks is different in the sense that Tajiks are much more Persian. If you look into the history, here is still used to be part of the Persian Empire. So the history is unlike Kazakhstan, for example. So when the Turkic influence in Central Asia, in the case of Tajikistan, is different. Even though it does have some influence in Central Asia, I think that's also very important. But then they left a legacy on the artistic expression. Just very simple. You go to the city center, you go to many places, look at the buildings and architecture. And many of them have a lot of Islamic expression and Turkish too expression. And Persian too, by the way. So that is the exoticness for a lot of people that come from other countries, especially from the West. Now, I mentioned the West because nowadays many of the tourists around the world, many of them come from countries which can afford to travel. You don't see too many tourists, let's say, from Central Africa to travel around the world. They are migrants. But you see many tourists nowadays from the West and also nowadays from the Far East, Japan, Korea, China too. Now China now become the largest tourist country on earth now. So, and many of them, when they come to this country and see all this kind of expression, that's exotic to them, number one, because many of them are not Muslim, many of them are not Persians, and many of them are not Turkics. So that's your major attractions over here. That's good in a way you can explore that. In the short term, yes, but in the long term, no. Why? Because tourism is flexible over time. In the short term, that is exotic to them. But you can increase them up to a certain point. When you say, yeah, we saw this before, what else can you offer? Look at Dubai is a good example. Dubai too, when you go to, nowadays Dubai is a major tourist center in the Middle East. Now, they go to Dubai before, they go to Dubai because they want to see all this kind of Middle Eastern Arabic artistic expression, sort of like you are trying to attract the Tajik expression. But after a while, people get used to that, they want to offer. Now, Dubai, now because they have the oil money, now they build all this kind of new buildings, fascinating attraction, amusement parks, and all these parks, all these kind of very tall buildings to attract. Now it's not such about Arabic, but it's more about modern attraction. They have the money to do it. Many people go to Dubai not just because they want to look into the Arabic, Middle Eastern artistic expression. They want to see some of the very modern architecture, buildings, parks that Dubai has spent all this money to build. Maybe in the longer term, Tajikistan too have to think long term. Just like people now, they go to China, go to Japan. Sure, they want to see the Chinese traditional art and all that. But now that you go to Beijing, Shanghai, Tokyo, you see a lot, some very modern, very up-to-date, even post-modern artistic expression. So it's not so much about the ancient Chinese anymore. It's more about very modern. Look at Shanghai, Beijing, Tokyo. You have some very, very interesting nightlife, artistic, I mean, all these things are urban planning, architecture. They are very modern. Since now people go there, take a picture with that, not with a Great Wall. Well, that is ancient wonder, fine, but you need more than that for the longer term. So yes, you're right about all this folk craft in the short term. In the longer term, you have to make them more sustainable in the longer term. You need more for
Modernized.
Yeah. But then again, where's the money? I mean, it costs money for you to build all of this. Now, in the case of Dubai, because they have oil money, there's an oil producer. Over time, they have a lot of petrol dollars. They have a lot, tons of money for them to buy this, fine. Tajikistan also have a lot of mineral resources, by the way, that you can export and pay for that, by the way. So, but it will take time. In the case of China or Tokyo or Japan or South Korea, because they are high development, and over time they have a lot of supplies that they can use to develop themselves. So each country has a different history, different reason for them to come up with the money to pay for all of this. Tajikistan too. You also have a lot of very good resources. In fact,
Good. So, okay, thank you, Mr. Baofu, for your colorful conversation with us. Welcome once again here. Hi viewers, our talk show, our conversation is going to end. Thank you for your attention and see you